If you love Formula 1, LEGO's 2024 has been a great year for you, but 2025 is shaping up to be even better. Today I will tell you everything we know so far and what I hope to see spread across the many different themes. City is the only theme we actually know some real things about. Over the last years, the F1 sub-theme has stuck to Speed Champions, Technic, and as of late also Icons, so a departure into City is somewhat new. This fits LEGO's overarching sub-theme approach that we've seen this year as well with Space, which was represented by themes like Friends, Dreams, Technic, and City. I say somewhat new, since there have been F1 adjacent sets as part of City over the last decade, like the race cars from this year, last year, and 2022, or a set like the Grand Prix truck from 2013. Now, there have been rumors about the number of sets releasing under the City theme for F1 next year, but for January I've heard about 4 sets so far. The sets numbers agreed upon by most sources are 60442, 60443, 60444 and 60445. Reportedly there are also 2 more releasing under the set numbers 60464 and 60474, but those will most likely release later on in the year. But what could these first 4 sets look like? We have neither piece counts nor names for these sets, but we can make some educated guesses. Since F1 will take up about 20% of the 20 City sets releasing in January, we can probably expect sets from the price range of $10 to $100. As the cheapest set, I think we'll just get a 6-wide Formula 1 car similar to the race cars of the last 3 years. Speed Champions got the 8-wide cars covered, and City has always been a stronghold for cars of the smaller kind. Now, since it's City, the car won't be officially licensed, but if it's not going to be plain, I imagine it will be Octane branded, just like 2013's Grand Prix truck. It gets a little more difficult with the last 3 sets, since the ideas that I have at least could work at any price point. In my opinion, the other 3 sets should be a pit box, a finishing line with podium, and an F1 truck. The pit box could very well work as a somewhat smaller set, at a price point of $20 to $30, like the McLaren Mercedes pit stop for example. On the other hand, it could be a whole pit lane, featuring more than just one box, or we get something like 2007's Ferrari F1 team, which retailed for $70 and had a bigger, more fleshed out design. The same thing can be said for the finishing line and podium set. This could be a bigger set to the likes of the, in my opinion, best Speed Champion set ever, the Mercedes-AMG Petronas Formula 1 team. That'd be great, but I can also see it being closer to the extra builds from the 2016 Ford GT and 1966 Ford GT40, or the Porsche 911 RSR and 911 Turbo 3.0. Depending on that, the price can once again vary between like $30 to $100. Same case with the truck. It could be similar to 2013's Grand Prix truck and be a little more concise, or it follows more so after 2015's F14T and Scuderia Ferrari truck. The spectrum is huge, so LEGO has a lot of opportunities to create affordable sets in a style in which other themes are lacking. Speed Champions has been carrying the F1 sub-theme for years now, only recently joined by Technic. I don't think that we'll see a lot of location pieces here, since these will probably be taken over by, as mentioned, City. The dream of course would be an entire grid of Formula 1 cars. In 2024 we've had both McLaren's and Aston Martin's car, as well as a safety car, so I hope 2025 is at least on par with that. Now, sadly, we have to be somewhat realistic here. I think 2 cars we absolutely won't see next year are McLaren and Aston Martin, simply because of the recency of their last release. Speed Champions fans seem to agree that they just want all the teams, the favorite being Ferrari though, with Mercedes and Red Bull also mentioned as much as at once. To be honest, I can actually see Speed Champions producing sets for 2 of these 3 teams in 2025. I think another Ferrari has been long overdue, especially because their current colors cars lend themselves very well to a LEGO version, and getting another Mercedes in their 2024 livery doesn't seem too unlikely either. Their current one is a nice switch up from really any previous ones, combining the iconic black and silver design, also giving LEGO a shot at something new. But I absolutely cannot see them making a Red Bull car. It's not really something in line with their branding, which kinda reminded me of LEGO removing the tobacco sponsors from not just the 2023 McLaren F1 car, but also Senna's Icons car. As for the other teams, I can't see LEGO making an RB, Kick or Haas either. Maybe Sauber will have a shot when rebranding to Audi, but that would be a 2027 set at the earliest. An Alpine or Williams on the other hand seems like a possible 2025 set too. Williams is one of the oldest F1 teams with a very distinct identity, and Alpine's color scheme of blue and pink would make for a great model as well. Now, I read a lot of people wish for pit lanes and hospitality trucks, which I just went over with City, even though I could imagine a Speed Champions pit lane too, but what was also brought up was the idea of older F1 cars. Speed Champions is known for putting out some older cars as well, which would allow us to get some more unique models here. For example, I would love to see a minifig scale 1988 McLaren, an early 2000s Ferrari, an 05 or 06 Renault, a late 2000s McLaren, or mid-70s Ferrari. Speed Champions has so many great opportunities for minifig scale F1 cars, I'd hate them just wasting that potential. Technic will apparently also join in on the fun in 2025. So far, we genuinely have no rumors, leaks or clues to anything that might appear in those sets, and since I'm not such an avid Technic fan, my expectations are also not half as good as for the other themes. Though I do have some ideas for 3 sets I could see LEGO release next year. This year we get a pullback and a big W14. LEGO could absolutely reuse that formula in 2025, releasing for example a $200 huge Ferrari F1 car as well as a smaller around $30 pullback equivalent. But I just mentioned ideas for 3 sets, what about the last one? This year LEGO came out with the Neon McLaren Formula E team for $50. This is the perfect size and price range for Technic F1 car 2. Have a smaller pullback, a big D2C and want to bridge the gap. If LEGO actually pulls through and makes a big Ferrari set, this shouldn't also be one, but a Williams for example would be a really nice addition, especially since they've been so criminally underrepresented up to now. Now, it is very much in the realm of possibilities that F1 will extend to more themes as well. The dream though would be a Formula 1 CMF. Now, that is a big reach for multiple reasons. For one, it would be tied for the second largest CMF ever if you try to fit in all the current drivers. This would also mean that they would have to license a lot of brands, many of which clash with LEGO's brand identity as mentioned before, Kick for example. You would also have to license a lot of real people, which the CMF theme has only done once so far with 2016's DFB minifigure series. The size and brand issues could potentially be solved by doing an F1 Icon CMF featuring only the greatest Formula 1 drivers ever like Hamilton, Schumacher, Senna, Vettel, yada yada yada. Maybe that's just extremely wishful thinking though, but hey, space also got its own CMF and dreaming big can't hurt. But alas, that's all in the future, which is why I recommend you check out this video of me reviewing the latest F1 sets, and if you just want more Formula 1 content in general, check out this playlist right here solely about that. Anyways though, I hope you enjoyed today's video, and until next time, goodbye.